G'day and welcome to another video with Better Picks. Hope this finds everyone well. Today's video is around chromatic aberration, or what it's commonly called is color fringing. Chromatic aberration is an effect of lenses that aren't able to correctly focus different spectrums of light in the way that they would normally focus what we see. So what we end up getting are little highlights of different colors, most commonly magenta or purple, and cyan or green, and it's usually around edges that are strongly backlit or with hard edges between one color or tone to another. Got an image here that I photographed in Kathmandu in Nepal quite a number of years ago now, and it has some really good examples of chromatic aberration, and what we're going to look at today is how to deal with that chromatic aberration. So what we're going to do, we can see some wires and some pigeons across here up in the top of the frame, and we're going to zoom right in, so close that we would probably not look this close when we're editing, unless we're doing really critical edits. But you can see that there's like a green and reddy sort of purple fringe on the outside of the pigeons, but also the wire as well. We're going to look at another spot over here on the top of this temple, and we can see the same thing. So you can see that reddy sort of purple and that green sort of cyan fringes. Now, zooming in that close, you would be completely justified in thinking, well, does it actually matter? I mean, are you going to be looking at the images that closely? Generally speaking, where images are largely used nowadays online and with social media, you're not going to notice it. However, if you are printing images to a reasonably large size, then you absolutely would notice it. I mean, once you get to maybe 16 or 24 inches on the long side, sometimes even smaller depending on the image, then that chromatic aberration or color fringing is going to become really obvious. So it's a good thing to try and take care of it. And as is often the case, whether your images are for your personal work or for client work, you never know where those images might end up. So it's good practice to get rid of that chromatic aberration. It's super easy to do. That way you shall never let it see the light of day, for want of better words. All right, so it's important to note that for removing chromatic aberration, best results are from either RAW files or DNG files, digital negative files. If you have JPEGs, you can make some adjustments that will help get rid of it, and often the results are quite good, but the best results will come from working on your RAW or DNG files. And what we want to do is go down to Optics, and we want to look at Remove Chromatic, and what we want to look at is Remove Chromatic Aberration, just under Profile here. So if we click on Remove Chromatic Aberration and we zoom back in, we can see that it's pretty much all gone. You can see that there is still a little bit of green in the bottom there, but it's done a pretty good job of removing that chromatic aberration. You can see I've got a big dust spot there that I need to deal with as well. Yeah, you can see that it is pretty much all gone. There's still, as I mentioned, a little bit on the bottom side of that wire. Now, there's another tool that we can use. You can see here we've got Profile and Manual. So under Profile, removing the chromatic aberration is using the profile of the lens. And you can see if we look just a little bit further down, it's actually come up with the lens profile there. So it's recognized through the metadata and the RAW file that it is a Canon EF 24-70 2.8 version 1. And it was shot on a 5D Mark II. So yes, this image was definitely shot a long time ago. So yeah, that's how that works when we use it under the profile option. You can see we've also got a manual option here as well. If we zoom back in, we can actually see just a little bit further down the bottom, defringe, where we have a purple and green option to get rid of. So, and in this case, we have green there. So what we're going to do is just increase that green slider, and you can see that it does actually remove much of that green that we could see on the bottom part of that wire. All right, and if we turn optics on and off, you can see the vast difference between before and after, and the amount of color fringing that we're actually getting. You can actually see it in the highlights in the background as well. So it really does do an effective job. So my general approach is I will start with the profile, so the automatic remove chromatic aberration, and then I'll just do a quick inspection to see how effective it's been. and I will make further adjustments if I need to. Let's go back to the top of that temple and just have a look. Wow, that dust spot's really bad. And you can see that's pretty good. It's pretty much removed all of that color fringing. If we have a look at before and after, it's a massive difference. So that really is an effective way to go. So remember, as part of your workflow, be sure to include remove chromatic aberration, and if you need to, pop on over to the manual tab and just add a little bit more reduction for best results. Thanks very much for stopping by. As always, any questions are welcome in the comments below. We look forward to seeing you next time. Take care.